Hi, my name is Gabe Cook. I'm the director of Debate Kansas City, and I'm going to be taking you through a guide on how to judge policy debate from the perspective of a first-time judge. First, let me say thank you so much. If you're watching this video and learning to judge, you're doing a service to your community and to the debate community, so thank you very much. Now, I'm going to go through the Debate Kansas City Judges Guide. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Debate Kansas City Policy Debate Ballot. Both of those, if you're watching this video on the Debate Kansas City blog, are hyperlinked above the video. But before I go through the guide itself, I want to give 3 simple tips that any new judge should follow. The first is be confident. As an American citizen, you have to make decisions every day. That's one of the great things about our country, is that we're given choices. And we have to weigh pros and cons all the time in adult life as we make any number of decisions. So in a debate round, be confident that you have the ability to listen to students give pros and cons, listen to those pros and cons, and decide which side has made the better case. So be confident. Second is you should pay close attention and take notes if possible. A debate round lasts anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. There's a lot of arguments made, and if you write down some key points or at least pay close attention so that you're taking mental notes, it will really help you try to put the whole round into perspective and at the end make a decision on who you thought won. Third and finally, and most critically, be objective. The debate round is not to be decided by your own point of views or who you think is right in general or on the right side of the issue. Your job is to listen to arguments made in a debate round and vote for the side that was most persuasive within that debate round. Even if it's an argument that you think is silly, if one team is beating the other team on that argument objectively, then you should vote for it. So be confident, pay close attention and take notes, and be objective. Now let's talk about the Debate Kansas City Policy Debate Judge Guide. It's the one that I mentioned that's hyperlinked. I've already given you an introduction to judging, which is where the document starts. Second, it asks the question, what does a policy debate round look like? What's happening in a policy debate round? Well, in policy debate, you have 2 teams of 2. One will be the affirmative, one will be the negative. Policy debate teams rotate. One round they're affirmative, the next round they're negative, and they have to learn to debate both sides of the topic. When they are affirmative, they are asked to affirm a resolution. And the resolution serves as a guide for the debate topic, and that debate topic lasts all year. This year's resolution is that the United States federal government should substantially reduce its military and/or police presence in one or more of the following: Kuwait, Turkey, Afghanistan, Iraq, South Korea, or Japan. So affirmative teams will look at our military presence in one or more of those countries and come up with a way to reduce it. And presumably, the affirmative is going to give you some benefits and some reasons why they think that supporting the resolution and reducing these troops would be a good idea. The negative's job is to convince you that we don't need the affirmative plan, and they can use a variety of methods to do that. They might say that there is no problem in the current system, so why are we looking at some new plan for change? They might say the plan for change won't work for any number of reasons. They might also say that, you know what, this change is actually going to make us worse off, and they'll call that a disadvantage. The affirmative is presumptively going to give you some advantages, some benefits to voting for them. The negative might say that the disadvantages outweigh the affirmative benefits. They might also offer their own plan, commonly known as a counter plan. So the affirmative has their plan and they say this is what we think we should do. The negative might stand up and say, you know what, we have a counter plan, something else we think we should do. And finally, the negative can also offer a philosophical argument called a critique, where they say that there's something about the underlying assumptions of the affirmative, something about structures in society that needs to be changed that the affirmative plan does not change. It's a newer and more complicated argument, but one that's becoming quite common in policy debate. So that gives you just a little bit of hint of what's going to be happening in a policy debate round. Next, we have to look at what should you do during the debate round. Well, like I mentioned earlier, pay close attention and take notes. Debaters learn how to chart every argument made in a debate round when they reach a high level of skill. That's obviously not expected out of a new judge, but if you can write down key points as the debate round is going, it'll certainly help you at the end. And you might even be thinking to yourself, as the round is happening, objectively, who do I think is ahead? If the round stopped right now, who do I think would win? What key questions or key arguments do I think the other side needs to address in order to not lose this debate? So just have your mind fluid, be thinking of what the key arguments are and writing down any key points you can. Now at the end, you need to pick the winner, and the way you do that is to say to yourself, who objectively won this debate round? And the way I often do it when I judge is I'll say to myself, in what world would I rather live? The world of the affirmative or the world of the negative? Which one seems to present a better case that the world that they've presented in this debate round would be a better place for me to live? And that's usually the world I pick to live in and the team that I decide to vote for. Now, you'll also find that on your guide at the bottom here, there is a list of speech times and speech order. So if you have any kind of confusion as to who's going to talk when, you can look to the bottom of your judge scoring guide and it will show you the exact order of the entire debate round and the length of those speeches. You'll notice that weeknight speeches or middle school debate times are shorter than weekend or high school debate times. So please note that if you're at a weeknight tournament, then you're going to have a shorter time frame. Anytime you're dealing with middle school students, you're going to have a shorter time frame. If you're judging on a weekend tournament with high school students, you're going to have a longer time frame. Now, at the end of the round, you have to pick the winner. We kind of mentioned that process, but you also have to complete the ballot, which we have right here. Now, what you need to do with the ballot is you'll find a space kind of in the middle that says write in the team code that won and circle the side that won. So you'll be able to either circle affirmative or negative, and then you'll write the team code. Now, the team code is simply the school's name with the first two letters of the debater's last name. And the reason that you circle affirmative or negative and write in the team code is to just have a double check to make sure that, yes, you're wanting to vote for Lincoln Prep, who was on the affirmative, etc. Now, the other thing that you have to do is rank and give points to each debater in the debate round. There should be 4 debaters in every round, and the first thing you need to do is rank them 1 through 4. And that 1 through 4 is a literal ordering of who was the best, the second best, the third best. No debater gets the same rank twice, and all ranks should be used. Now, you also have speaker points, up to 30. And the scale we suggest is going from 25 to 30 on speaker points. So 25 will be the least amount of points that you would give. 30 would be the most amount of points you would give. You can go below 25 if the debater put in 0 effort or they did something offensive. But really, a score below a 25 is reserved for debaters who just did something we ought to discourage. A 25 would be a below average debater, a 26 slightly below average debater pushing towards that average position. 27 is kind of seen as the average, 28 above average, 29 well above average, and a 30 is an absolutely fantastic, maybe one of the best speakers you've ever heard. Now, you can use the same speaker points. You could give every debater a 27 if you want. Ranks 1 through 4, use every rank and only use them once. Speaker points 25 to 30. Speakers can have the same points if you wish. Finally, after the debate round, you have the opportunity to give feedback to the debaters. You are not to announce who won the debate round, but you are certainly allowed to give each team some comments and general feedback to help them improve their debating in the future. You can also note those comments on a pretty nice little chunk on the ballot. And writing down those comments on the ballot is useful for coaches who review the team's ballots after the rounds and use those comments to get better for the next tournament. So hopefully that gives you an idea on how to judge a policy debate round. It tells you how to fill out the ballot. Remember, be confident, pay attention and take notes, be objective, and you'll do a wonderful job as a judge. Thank you again, and have a good day.